Steelers Nation, we advanced to 3-1 before the bye. We have a bye next week, which, looking at it, is very necessary. I thought months ago that was mad early for the Steelers, but seeing the injuries and all the issues they have, this is kind of a necessary time to have the bye. They got a lot of people that need to get healthy. They have a lot of things they got to clean up on. Good shout out to the sponsor of this video. I want to give a thanks to Prophet X for sponsoring with us for the entirety of the NFL season. Prophet X is America's #1 sports prediction market where you can win real money predicting sports in 40 or more states. The best part about Prophet X is other sports books will be against the house and they'll take a certain commission from you. Prophet X is a peer-to-peer sports prediction exchange where users play against other players, other people, instead of playing against the house. And this allows you guys to select your own odds and request your own plays for the entire NFL season or for any sports you guys want with Prophet X. Users can accept existing odds posted by the house or other players if they want. But of course, if you don't like the odds, the best part is you can request your own. That way you get better value, real competition, and you can win on your own terms. So that's the best part about Prophet X, guys. If you guys are interested in using Prophet X for the NFL season, check them out. Sign up now at prophetx.co. Use the promo code SteelTwins, and you'll get up to $200 when you use the site just for signing up. So sign up now. Begin winning real money predicting sports. Terms and conditions apply. Huge shout out to Prophet X for sponsoring with us on this video. Today was very chaotic for the most of this game, for at least for a great portion of this game. This team played lights out. This team played really good. This team went to Ireland and actually brought their big boy pants. They came to play some football. They brought some heat everywhere. Autumn with a $4.99. Appreciate you. See if I can find the chat.
He says Chiefs Ravens. Who you got?
I got the Ravens, unfortunately. Hopefully I'm wrong. I don't want the Ravens to win, but I got.
If the Ravens can lose, I mean that would just be much sweeter since the Steelers did get the W versus the Vikings.
That would make this game, or that would make this day a little better. Seeing that the end of the game was very, very stressful. Stressful Steelers football. For the majority of the game, it wasn't stressful Steelers football. The defense came away with so many sacks. They came away with 2 turnovers.
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for
Most of those sacks was on 3rd down, actually.
Yeah, I think because they had 6 sacks overall. You got a sack from Patrick Queen, a sack from Elliott, a sack from Watt, sack and a half from Herbig, and a sack and a half from Keanu Benton.
We've got 2 words for
We got DK, not that DK. We'll talk about that DK in a minute with a 4.99. Says Tomlin almost lost us the game. Not the players this time. Our boys stepped up big on both sides of the ball. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did, DK.
Yes, they did. And we got Mystic Gaming with 199. Says cut Clark and sign Gardner Johnson. Yeah, man, Chuck Clark, bro. I don't know who's to blame for that big 81-yard catch that left Jordan Addison wide the hell open. And props to Peyton Wilson for that big hustle play for making the stop there. They still scored, but that hustle goes to show what Peyton Wilson's capable
And
of.
that took a lot of time off the clock for the Vikings.
It did. I don't know how you leave Jordan Addison that wide open. I don't know who's at fault, but it seemed like Chuck Clark was supposed to play deep safety, and he completely let Addison go right past him.
Going 81 yards, Addison wide the heck open, nobody in sight up until Peyton Wilson had to hustle his ass up the field just to prevent the touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know who is at fault for that. Clark was maybe supposed to play deep safety. I don't know if that was on the corner. I think it was Slay on that side. I have no idea. It seemed like Elliott was playing in the box, Clark was playing deep, and Slay was playing corner.
That was bad.
That was
horrible.
No, because right before that, the Steelers were at 4th and goal. They were up, what was it, 24-6, right? No, it was 24-14 rather. Sorry, it was 24-14. They were at 4th and goal. And Tomlin wanted to kick the field goal. They were at like the 3-yard line. They wanted to kick the field goal. A-Rod's like, nah, keep them off the field. And everybody backed up A-Rod. McCormick, everybody's like, no, keep balls off the field. And I agreed with it because all game I'm thinking to myself, listen, we're up 24-6, then we're up 24-14 at that 4th and goal situation at the 3. I'm thinking to myself, put this team away. Show some aggression, get aggressive, put this team away. That's something they couldn't do with the Patriots last week. I'm thinking, put them away. They went for it, which I agreed with. I didn't agree with the play call. They decided to go with a handoff to Gainwell. They needed 3 yards to get a touchdown. and they hand it off. That's a long 3 yards when you know the Vikings are going to stack the box.
Yeah.
They were put at the 1. Gainwell stopped at the 1. The Vikings got to go 99 yards. I'm thinking, okay, either you make it and you close it out, or you give the Vikings the ball at the 1, which they did. The Vikings went 99 yards in 2 minutes. How do you do that? The point
How do you do that? You leave Jordan Addison wide open.
the point, you're supposed to put them away in that situation, and you leave him that wide open?
Yeah. That's
Or-
a horrible miscue on the defense. Horrible miscommunication, horrible execution. Just not good.
No, not good at all. Curtis Young with a 10. I told you guys the Steelers are going to win the game. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday and enjoy your work week. Love you guys. Curtis, we appreciate you.
Thanks, Curtis.
And
Appreciate
yeah, you did. I didn't feel too good about this game going into it this morning, but they came out the first 3 minutes or 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters.
Just playing just tough Steelers football, man. Like the Vikings had no answers for the offense, especially DK Metcalf early in the game. Like Metcalf at halftime had 4 catches for 122 yards with a long of 80 with his yak ability going up the left sideline off one play. I think it was the Steelers' 3rd offensive drive. Simple pass to Metcalf, and he does the rest, 80 yards for a touchdown.
And I gotta look at the history, but I'm pretty sure that's our longest offensive touchdown play since what Pickens did versus the Bengals in 2023 when Mason stepped in.
Yeah.
So DK stepped the hell up today. 5 catches, 126 yards, and a tutty. DK stepping up as the number 1, making plays. Every catch thrown his way, he caught. He had some drop issues to start the season, but he cleaned up a lot and was our biggest playmaker on offense. If not him, it was probably Gainwell, bro. Gainwell was 1 yard shy of 100.
19 carries, 99 yards with 2 touchdowns. He also had 6 catches for 35 yards. Warren was not active for this game. He was out because he hurt his knee in practice, and he just didn't feel good, through warm-ups and whatnot leading up to this game.
Mm-hmm.
So Gainwell, obviously being the veteran, he had the start, and I got to give credit to Gainwell because I don't really see Gainwell as a feature back, more as of a receiving back, like a Justice Hill type back. But when he got the ball, and credit to the offensive line as well. They implemented a lot of Spencer Anderson and a lot of Darnell Washington beside each other, beside Broderick Jones on the left, or Troy Fatano on the right. And they really helped and made Kenneth Gainwell do what he needed to do. He got through some lanes, made some good runs, was very productive. Shout out to Kenneth Gainwell for this one.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell definitely stepped up today, man. Big props to him. Big props to the line. Broderick Jones absolutely stepped up. I thought he looked good. He was very good in pass protection. The run blocking as a whole cleaned up a lot of it. And like Rob said, I think a lot of that has to do with the implementation of Spencer Anderson. He was used as that extra tackle / extra tight end. So if they would run 12 personnel, they would have Darnell, and then they put in Anderson to play that other tight end spot on either side of the line.
Yeah.
And it led to a lot of success. It was able to get Gainwell up to the 2nd level, allowed him to punch it in for 2 scores. I like that. Those are the adjustments. Those are the cleanups that we needed to add to help with the running game, and thus it did. The offense had a solid game today versus a Brian Flores-led defense of the Vikings.
Big time.
Props to Gainwell, props to DK, props to the most of the line. Even Darnell came away with 3 catches today, which I'm not going to hate because he needs more targets. He needs more action. So yeah. I like seeing that. And A-Rod had himself a good game. Only 4 incompletions, only throwing 1 touchdown, but I think a lot of it was off of the back of Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah.
He was actually able to do what he had to do. He actually had some help around him this time. The line did him favors. The run game got going. No one else really stepped up as a receiver outside of DK, but again, I think that's props to a guy like Gainwell, what he did. So
yeah,
I like to see that. I will also mention that the defense, for the majority of this game, played lights out.
The first 3 quarters especially. Like I said, 6 sacks. I think 4 of them came on 3rd down, and we all saw how bad 3rd down defense was versus the Patriots, even 4th down defense last week. But 3rd down defense was just much more reliable. Like, they were more in sync. They were more dominant. They were more consistent. They came up big. Keanu Benton had probably his best game overall as a Steeler so far in his career.
Absolutely.
He came up big in many moments. Nick Herbig filled in for an injured Alex Highsmith again, and we all know what Herbig can do. The guy's just a burst of energy. He just goes out there, he plays hard, he plays fast, and he's a credible player. Watt not only came up with a sack, but he came up with an interception that he deflected himself.
Yes.
Which was a crazy play.
So the defense came away with how many sacks? Like
6.
6 sacks. So that's a sack and a half for Herbig, a sack and a half for Benton. Benton really played lights out today, man.
He did.
When you put him at the proper spot at the 3, you get to see what he can do. He's not a nose. He's too small. You put him at the 3, and you saw his pass rush upside. So prop to Keone Benton. Nick Herbig had himself another great game. TJ Watt is TJ Watt, come away with his 8th career pick and a sack today. Patrick Queen saw a lot of blitzes. Same thing with Deshaun Elliott. Deshaun Elliott was back today, and his presence was absolutely felt.
Yeah.
And I got to give big props to Peyton Wilson. He's had a rough start to his second year. Very rough start. But he stepped up today. You saw a lot of him in the blitz as well. You saw him a lot against the run. The rushing defense was pretty effective.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Mason could not get anything going whatsoever. He only had 57 yards on the ground.
They only got 70 yards overall as a team,
which is great. So far, like back-to-back games versus the Patriots and Vikings, the rush defense has been very improved. They've done a whole lot better since the first 2 weeks.
I think a lot of it has to do with Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon and his presence is definitely being felt a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you add in back the fact that we got Elliott back today, Cole Holcomb seeing some more snaps, and Peyton Wilson stepping up from a rocky start. Everything there worked out. Plus 2 interceptions, one from Deshaun Elliott and the other coming from who was it?
Deshaun Elliott.
Was it Deshaun Elliott?
So Elliott and Watt, came out big with both a sack and an interception.
Yeah.
And the Elliott interception was off a batted pass from Harmon.
Yes. Yes, it was. We almost had a 3rd interception.
Nearly.
We almost had a 3rd interception.
That would have closed the game, and we wouldn't have to go through the heartache at the end of the game.
No. It almost came away from James Pierre. I thought James Pierre closed it out. He didn't have possession.
No. By the time he had his first foot down in bounds, he was still trying to control the ball. By the time he had the second foot in bounds, he had control, but it was way too late.
Yes. But otherwise, the defense definitely fell apart on the last few drives. Like the last 8 minutes, the defense kind of fell apart. They had a very good game overall, but the last 8 minutes, they definitely fell apart just a little bit up until, of course, that 4th and 18 situation.
Yeah. Which Minnesota really shot themselves on the foot on that one. I don't know what they were doing on that.
I don't know. And hey, listen, the Steelers almost shot themselves on the foot as well because they were up 24-6. 24-6 with 11:18 left after a Boz 33-yard field goal. It took the Vikings 9 minutes to score 15 unanswered. 9 minutes. They went on to go with back-to-back touchdown drives.
Mm-hmm.
Just unacceptable.
Now, overall, defense played great. They got pressure constantly on Wentz, came down with 6 sacks, 2 turnovers with the interceptions. But toward the tail end, with how close the game ended up getting, and the fact that Minnesota nearly went down to at least tie the game, defense can't be allowing that. The Addison big completion, you can't be allowing that. The touchdowns back-to-back, you can't be allowing that toward the tail end. You can't be allowing any of these teams, even with a backup quarterback in Wentz, you can't allow them to try to come back.
No, and I think a lot of it is because of coaching. I agreed with the call at 4th and goal at the 3. I like that A-Rod said, keep balls off the field, go for it. We're going to end this team. We're going to end the game.
But you're not going to hand it off 3 yards away from the end zone.
No, when you know that they're going to stack the box.
It's not ideal.
That's not the right play call. A play action or something would have been nice, even a shotgun play. But that play call sucked. But either way, you put them at the 1. I just wasn't anticipating the defense to allow them to go 99 yards in 2 minutes. That made it a 24-21 game after that, right? Because they scored a touchdown with Xavier Scott, made it 24-15, and then they tried to go for it on 4th and goal. They failed. They allowed the Vikings to go 99 yards in 2 minutes, making it a 24-21 final score here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Steelers had a situation where it was 3rd and 1. Well, first of all, it was 2nd and 6. Gainwell looked like he was going to lose some yardage. Aaron Rodgers, of all people, man, putting his body on the line, getting a block for Gainwell to get him a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 1. They give it to Gainwell. He doesn't make it. Keep in mind, Tomlin calls a timeout before that 3rd and 1. Gainwell gets the ball. He doesn't make it. It's 4th and 1. They have no timeouts, and they try to get him to jump. They try to do a hard count, and the Vikings don't jump.
No.
They get a delay of game penalty.
Keep in mind, they could have used that timeout.
So instead of saving the timeout and trying to get him to jump on that 4th and 1 and then calling a timeout and either going for it on 4th and 1 in that situation or kicking the field goal with Boswell to literally close the game, they instead decided to call the timeout before 3rd and 1, fail the 3rd and 1, take the delay game on 4th and 1, and punt the ball. I feel like in that situation, you're just giving the Vikings more of an opportunity to give them the game. Thankfully, they didn't, and the defense made plays to close the game out. But situations like that is what almost cost you the game, and I think that from coaching, it almost cost us.
No.
It didn't, but it's just the principle of the matter where time management and in those type of situations, you got to put the team away, and they just refuse to.
It's not smart coaching, and it's not a smart way to utilize your timeouts.
No.
And I know this has always been a Tomlin thing for years now, but that's the problem.
So I think the play calling and the clock management towards the final 8 minutes really put the team in the position that they were under 2 minutes for this game, because that was definitely a heart attack. This game could have easily been put away, and they didn't. They didn't. They kept the Vikings in it. They let the Vikings come back a little bit, give them 15 unanswered in 9 minutes. They still won the game. They still closed them out, but it was definitely without a heart attack. Or definitely wasn't without a heart attack.
Yeah, and that's the Steelers standard. That's just how it is every single week.
But overall, as a game, as a team, they came in, they came to play, and they got the victory, which was definitely necessary. It's something they needed to do before the bye. They win 2 straight after beating the Patriots. And now today, the Vikings. The defense definitely played great. You know, those last 2 touchdowns they allowed to the Vikings or whatever. But everything before that was phenomenal football.
Yeah.
The offense, the ground game got going for once this season. Hopefully we can keep that up when Warren comes back. Overall, as a team, man, I don't know if it was the atmosphere in Ireland. I don't know if it was the Steelers Nation over there in Dublin or Croke Park, or maybe it was the spirit of Dan Rooney.
All of them combined, bro.
Everything before the final 11 minutes or the final 8 minutes of that game was really good. It was really good to see. It just sucks they couldn't close it out and they kept it as close as they did. But either way, Steelers got the dub. Overall, as a game, I think the defense and the offense did what they had to do. It's just, this is Steelers football we're talking about. It's always going to come down to a heart attack, or it's going to come down to some sort of drama it doesn't need to get to, but it always goes there.
Yeah, it does. Can't get away from it, even early.
We got up at 9 o'clock
to stream.
9:30 to watch this game. For some of you folks, y'all got up mad early, whether that was in Hawaii or on the West Coast or Mountain Time, Central Time, wherever you guys may be. We got up mad early to see this Steelers game, and we got a dub before the bye.
Yep.
With that being said,
an extra early edition of stressful Steelers football, but we got out the way. We got the dub. Now we can enjoy the rest of Sunday football action, and we won the game for Dan Rooney, bro.
Yes, we did.
First regular season game in Ireland. Steelers were the designated home team. It's only right because of the Rooney roots to Ireland, and we got the dub for him, and I'm sure that he would be proud to see his team play on that field, play at Croke Park Stadium, and get the dub for him.
Yes. So
this was for Dan.
It was, man. And I gotta throw out, a couple of injuries that we suffered during the game. Calvin Austin got hurt. Hopefully that's not too severe.
We've got 2 words for
not Deshaun Elliott. It was Brandon Eccles. He got hurt. I'm hoping he'll be okay because we don't need him hurt. I don't know what the injury is or what the update is. He was just following his guy on the route and then he just fell, almost like his leg gave out or something. So I'm hoping he's fine because Eccles has been a very good service guy for JPJ since he's been out.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey. The game started off crazy. Jordan Mason fumbled the ball. Chuck Clark punched it out. Ramsey picked it up and took it all the way back to the house for a touchdown. On his way back, he faked like he pulled a hammy just to do the gritty, right? Kind of making fun of Jay Jettas, right? Later in the game, he would suffer an actual hammy injury. Now, I think he came back in. He should be fine, but I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought that the football gods got a funny sense of humor, don't they?
Yeah, just a little bit, but, I mean, hopefully it's nothing serious. Fingers crossed it's minor, but thank God that the bye week is next week so that the players can heal up.
Yes. We did get a super chat. Shout out to Jaqui Williams. Did I say that name right?
He sent it to. He says, every week you say, I just want a win. Do you, though?
Obviously.
Of course.
You think I want the team to lose? Do you think I wear this because I want the team to lose?
Listen,
genuine question.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with us accepting a win and being happy that the team won, but at the same time breaking down the faults of this football team. This is why we break down Pittsburgh Steelers football.
Yes.
It's all about breaking down the game, breaking down the stats, breaking down the players, the good and the bad. This is what we do. We got the dub. I'm glad we got the dub. We're 3-1 heading to the bye. Good stuff. But we're still going to break it down like it is.
There was no reason this team should have allowed the Vikings to come back the way they did. That's all I'm going to say. There was no reason.
No, especially the way that they dominated early on.
But am I happy they got the win? Yes. Yes. I'm very happy they got the win. But coaching can't be allowing teams to come back like that. Put them away. We got to put them away. That's 2 weeks in a row now. We almost let the opposing team come back after a great defensive performance.
It's just one of those things that the Steelers still have to look at on film and still have to clean up. And they have the bye week to do so.
So, yeah, there's a perfect time for the bye. They got injuries. They got things they got to clean up. So hopefully by week 6, we can see this team kind of adapt off of what they've done the last 2 weeks, especially from the defensive side. The defensive side of the football, they cleaned up a lot of the mishaps from what we saw in the first 2 weeks. They're getting more sacks. They're getting more pressure. They're coming away with the blitzes, right? They're getting the turnovers. Just keep building on that. That's a great thing to have. Maybe we'll get Alex Highsmith back. We can rotate him and Herbig. We can get a 3-edge rush blitz going, right?
Absolutely.
That'll just add more to the defense. So the bye week is mad early, but it comes at a more convenient time than we probably thought when the schedule was initially released.
Yeah.
So with that being said, that'll be the post game. Let us know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. How do you guys feel about the victory? How do you guys feel about the bye week being so early? Who are you guys' player of the game? Honestly, man, I want to say DK, but I got to give props to Gainwell.
I'm going to have to give the nod to Gainwell. He stepped up big.
I also got to go with Benton. Benton stepped up today.
Now, offensively, I would say Gainwell. Defense, I mean, you could go Benton. You could go Herbig, of course. Watt, of course. You can even throw Peyton Wilson in there. Like, he had a much-needed rebound game for him.
For sure.
You can really go either way. I mean, like, they played hard today, and they played to win.
They sure did. They sure did. Despite what happened at the end, this team came to play. This team absolutely came to play, which is a good thing to see. Let's just keep building upon that. Let's get healthier. Because after the bye week, we got 13 straight.
Yeah, no rest days, bro. No breaks.
We got a little mini bye after the Thursday night game versus the Bengals in mid-October, but that's it. That's about it. So 13 straight weeks after the bye. So I guess the bye week is coming at a good time. But you guys enjoy the bye week. We'll see you in for more Steelers content as we continue to break down Steelers football here on the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let us know your guys' thoughts about the game in the comments below. See you in the next one. Here we go, Steelers 3-1 at the bye. Sitting good, and despite whatever happens with the Bengals and Broncos, the Ravens and the Chiefs, and the Lions and the Browns, I believe heading into the bye, the Steelers will be sitting atop 3-1 at the top of the AFC North Division.
They should be.
So it's a good, comfy spot to be sitting at. So props for that.
Yeah.
See you in the next one.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!